Ever wondered why you keep attracting the same kind of people? Maybe they're emotionally unavailable, or critical, or needy, or chaotic. What if I told you it's not bad luck? And maybe it's because of you. Because they are a mirror and a reflection of you. I personally love this concept because even neuroscience says that we attract people according to our wounds. Now, you are who you attract. It's not about deserving punishment. Just because you're attracting people that are avoidant or emotionally unavailable or even narcissistic, it doesn't mean that you deserve the punishment. But rather, it's about understanding our subconscious and unconscious patterns that pull us to certain people and to familiar energy. This is why a lot of times our partners kind of resemble our mommy or daddy, especially if you have mommy or daddy issues. Because let's say your father was emotionally unavailable, so most probably you're attracting partners, even if it was a female, that are emotionally unavailable. Or let's say you dealt with abandonment or neglect from your mother, that mother wound that we have. So you're going to be attracting partners that are going to abandon and neglect you. Maybe they're narcissistic or avoidance. So it's like similar energy. We attract people according to our beliefs and our boundaries. So if you think you don't deserve love, you have to earn love, you're not worthy enough, then you're going to attract someone who's going to confirm those beliefs. Hello, my name is Julie and welcome back to my channel. But now let's talk about like attracts like. Because honestly, both concepts never really made sense to me. I am who I attract. But like attracts like. Here's the thing, I was in a narcissistic relationship, and two narcissists can't be in a relationship. Oftentimes, it's an empath plus a narcissist. So we're not similar. You know, we're kind of opposites, in which an empath has empathy and a narcissist has low to no empathy. So, how does like attract like? But how about anxious people? People that have an anxious attachment style often attract and get attracted to avoidance, which are kind of opposites because anxious people tend to, want intimacy, they want reassurance, they want love, they have a fear of abandonment, and then avoidance have a fear of intimacy and they kind of need their space. And we can't do this, you need to be away. So, again, they're not similar. But here's the funny thing, if an anxious person wants reassurance, why can't they date another anxious person that also wants reassurance? So that way they both reassure each other and it'll be a happy relationship, no? Well, a relationship between two anxious people doesn't really work. Although they're the same, they have the same needs, they can, fulfill each other's needs, it doesn't really work. Also, if you're an anxious person, it doesn't also work if you're with someone who is secure. Because although they might give you that reassurance and that love, and they're giving you what you want, deep down you still feel unworthy. You still feel like, no, there's something off. I feel bored. They're too stable. I feel like people will abandon me because I'm not enough. How come he thinks I'm enough? That doesn't make sense. So, even being with someone who is secure doesn't really work if you're an anxious person. You tend to go after someone who's your reflection. When we say like attracts like, we're following the law of attraction. We're not saying that you both have to be similar, but you're both on the same energy level. That's the thing. We attract people according to our beliefs, our boundaries, and our energy. If you're not healed, then you have a low vibrational energy. And you're going to attract people that are also not healed and that are also at a low vibrational energy. For example, a narcissist doesn't love themselves. They're hurt. They're wounded deep down. They don't feel good enough as well, by the way. So even though they try to inflate that ego and make themselves the victim and that they're always right, they feel just as broken. And guess who they attract? Broken people. People that also believe that they're not good enough and maybe they need to fix people and they don't deserve good things and they deserve to be punished and they have to earn their love. But these people are empathetic. They're not the same, but they are at the same level. They're both unhealed. But when you have a high vibrational energy, which is, you're coming from a place of confidence, high self worth, you value yourself and your time, then you're going to attract people that are similar or even working towards that goal because they have a high vibrational energy. That's how the like attracts like theory works. So if you fear abandonment, then you're going to attract someone who reinforces that fear, aka an avoidant. And if you feel unworthy of love, then you're going to attract someone that confirms it to you, like a narcissist. And if you're someone who overgives to people, then you're going to attract someone who keeps taking from you. Because, first of all, you're giving those things for free, and it's free. They're going to take it. You're going to attract your mirror, your reflection. But here's the thing, if you have healed boundaries, guess who you're going to attract? People that are actually respectful, people that are grounded. Because those people are going to respect your boundaries as that's where you're coming from. In life, you have two different types of people you will meet. You will have people that are your mirror, and then you have people that are your matches. So a mirror are people that reflect your wounds, and they're often there in your life to teach you a lesson so that you see that wound, you deal with it, and you learn to heal from it. And then you have people that are matches, and those people are actually the ones that are aligned with you. And that happens when you have strong beliefs, have strong boundaries, and have high energy, according to the law of attraction. If you don't believe me, I'm going to tell you my story and how I was able to use my dating experience as a way to reflect my own wounds and heal from my wounds. So, after I healed from my last breakup, which was exactly 1 year ago, I decided to go back into dating and I started dating different men. After a few experiences, I kept realizing I keep attracting emotionally unavailable and avoidant men. For 6 months, up until January of this year, I realized there was a pattern. I didn't like it. But I also couldn't fucking figure it out. Because if they're emotionally unavailable, I was emotionally available. So it didn't make sense to me. And I was working on my healing. I was working on myself. I had my strong boundaries. I had my strong beliefs. In fact, I'm the one who walked away from all these relationships because I cannot be with someone who's avoidant or emotionally unavailable. I'm working on myself. So should you. I don't need to deal with your bullshit and your headache. If you're not ready, you're not ready. I'm not the one for you, honey. So in January of this year, I just put a pause on dating and I realized, like, okay, I'm gonna keep my heart open. I don't wanna have a fear of intimacy. But at the same time, why am I attracting these men? I am who I'm attracting. How? My beliefs are there, my boundaries are there. Is it my energy? That's when I started looking into it and I realized that the one thing that kept going in my head during that time is that I wanna have a partner. I don't wanna end up alone. And, I wanted to meet someone. I wanted to fall in love. I wanted to have this relationship experience. But at the same time, it's coming a bit from a place of neediness. And I get it. We all want to find a partner and be loved. But when you keep thinking about that all the time, you're kind of telling yourself that you don't enjoy your own company. Like, I can't handle being with myself, although I know how to be with myself and feel my emotions and reflect, but I also wanted someone to be there with me. So deep down, I had this like low vibrational energy of I don't want to be alone. So I realized, okay, I don't want to work with this. I don't like this. How about I focus on self love? Instead of me focusing on getting love from someone else and meeting that partner who's going to love me, I start investing that energy into myself. And I kid you not, since then, when I started to focus more on myself, I stopped attracting those emotionally unavailable men. Did I meet them? Fuck yeah. They're everywhere. You will meet them. The secure men are already in relationships. Most of the men that are left are avoidants or emotionally unavailable. I did get to meet them, but funny enough, it never worked out. Like even when we would have a conversation and we both start flirting, it never goes past that level. It just fizzles out. And then I also started to work on my feminine energy. I wanted to be feminine. I don't gotta lead. I'll leave a hint. Be feminine. But yeah, you also gotta reciprocate that energy. When I stopped doing that as well, I realized that, okay, I'm enjoying talking to, like these different men. I've spoken to, I would say, 30 different men in the past 4 months, even though I wasn't focusing on it. But still, I realized that I was not as attracted to them. Honestly, inconsistency no longer is attractive to me. If you're not going to lead, it's no longer attractive to me. If you're not emotionally available and you don't know what you want, and let's see where this goes, I'm not interested. And even with my friendships, the moment I started prioritizing healthy friendships with healthy boundaries, I started becoming friends with more people that were healthy and would also set their boundaries. I am who I attract, whether we're dating or we're not. I used to have friends that were my mirror, that would reflect my own wounds, even within friendships. But when I worked on that, now I have matches in my life, people that align with me, in which I get to inspire you as much as you get to inspire me. If you're attracting the wrong type of people, there is nothing wrong with you. But it is an invitation for you to look inwards, to ask yourself, why am I attracting those type of people? What subconscious patterns are pulling me to these people? What am I trying to heal? How do I feel? Am I feeling safe? We attract those that reflect our wounds because it's our way of fixing the pattern. So if you've dealt with emotionally unavailable parents or parent, then you will attract emotionally unavailable people. In your head, when they, fall for you and they start to love you, you're going to tell yourself, see, I am worthy of being loved. I got someone that was just like my parents to love me and fall for me. Emotionally unavailable people will, end up hurting you, leaving you, blah, blah. It's just an illusion that we tell ourselves. We're hoping to fix the pattern, but in hoping and trying, we fail because we're attracting the wrong people. You cannot be in a healthy relationship if you don't heal your wounds, because you will always be coming from a place of pain. And you get what you attract, honey. You get what you want. If you keep thinking about abandonment, that's what you're gonna get. If you keep thinking of rejection, that's what you're gonna get. If you keep trying to fix your patterns through other people, guess what? No one can fix it for you but yourself. The reason we face mirrors in our life is for us to fucking learn and heal the wound. If we don't learn from those mirrors, we're gonna keep looking at different mirrors until we fucking learn. Then you get to mix with your matches. People align to you. Do you agree that you are who you attract? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then make sure that you hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.